Here we go. Today we are talking about the 5 fitness lies that Christian men face and we're debunking them. So that's what we're talking about in today's Tuesday lunch hour live. I'm excited for this one. I know you guys are going to enjoy it. So let's get right into it here. So this is something that I see a lot is, the things that you see on social media, all of the stuff out there. It's confusing. There's a lot of information. What do you do to sift through it all and figure out what is actually important and what's really going to matter for you to reach your goals? So with that being said, today we've got 5 lies that we're going over, debunking them, and then telling you what to think about and do instead. So the first lie is that you need more motivation. I hear this one super often. This is probably one of the most common things that I hear Christian men or men that want to grow in their faith and their fitness face. I'm not motivated. And I think that is the case sometimes. Motivation, discipline, all of those things. And less so, I think it's more of lack of discipline more than motivation. But taking it a step farther, a lot of times, a lot of men do not have the correct systems in place. And what I mean by that is having those go-to meals that you need, having a good solid 5 to 10 meals that you just know are going to keep you on track for your goals, and having those on rotation and just knocking them out, not having to have that decision fatigue. You always know what's going on. You always know what's next, the next step. So having those go-to meals, those go-to things that you do every single day to keep you on track, the habits. And then from there, having a solid plan. So this is with your workouts. You're not just going to the gym and looking at the machines, which one's open today, and going and doing a random workout. Or same thing with your sleep. You're not just going to bed whenever, or you know doing all the things and then, oh, it's past when I should be going to bed. It looks like I'm only going to get 5 hours of sleep tonight. No, that should not be the case. Having a plan in place, hitting the mark, having the plan in place. So many guys are just kind of going about their life, especially with their fitness and health, and just hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully I'll figure it out. But that's not going to work. So what we need to work on and focus on here is figuring out, okay, what do I need to do in order to make this happen and make this work? And that is a structured plan for you. You need to have that structured plan in place. And then the next thing that kind of goes along with that is scheduling your days. What does your calendar look like? What is it going to look like for you to structure and plan your workouts and your driving time, all the things? Put it in your calendar, whether it's a Google Calendar or you use a spreadsheet of some kind or even a printed calendar. Have a calendar that is going to work for you. Mark out what and how and when you're going to do the things that you need to do. So, driving to the gym is going to take 15 minutes. My workout is going to take an hour. Driving back home is going to take 15 minutes. My shower is going to take 15 minutes. Whatever it is, prepping food is going to take an hour. Whatever it is, put it in your calendar, and not only put it in your calendar, but treat it as an appointment. Treating it as an appointment, helping you have that mindset to stay on track with that of, hey, this is important, this really matters, so I'm going to stick to it and I'm going to actually do it. Not just putting it in there and then forgetting about it. Actually doing it, right? That's the important thing. And so my whole point with all of this is not winging it. You have the plan and the structure in place to go along with it. So, with that being said, think about like our relationship with God, our faith. What does that look like, right? Like, we don't just do that when we feel like it, or at least we shouldn't, right? Like, when you think about the people that you look up to spiritually, probably the people that you look up to in a lot of different ways, they do that thing even when they don't feel like it. And so, getting to that place of, hey, what is the right thing to do to get me to where I want to be rather than what do I want right now? that is going to put me behind later. Oftentimes we choose pleasure in the moment rather than we trade it for pleasure in the moment rather than delaying our pleasure now and having that delayed gratification for what we really want most in the future. So remember that next time you are tempted to make a wrong decision or going a different direction than what you want your life to go. So maybe instead of just praying for motivation, maybe we need to be praying and asking God to give us the strength to do what's right, to do what He has called us to do, so that we can live the life that He has called us to live and be the man that God has called you to be. So that's number one, is relying on motivation. You just need more motivation. That's not true. Lie number two, cardio is the best way to lose fat. Now, with this one, I know this one is something that a lot of men, they just think, oh, I'm gonna go run, I'm gonna get on the treadmill, do this cardio, and it's gonna help me lose weight. And while that may be true, it will help you lose weight, especially in the beginning. A lot of that weight is not only going to be fat, but also muscle. You're going to lose a lot of muscle in that process. Cardio is not anabolic. It's not muscle building. In fact, it's a lot of times it's catabolic, especially if you're not getting good protein, sleep, different things like that. And so when we're doing cardio, we need to have the right mindset around it. Cardio is not going to be best for fat loss, right? I mentioned that earlier. Cardio, sure, you may lose weight, but a lot of it's going to be muscle. And even when you lose weight, a lot of times you're going to lose weight in the beginning pretty quickly, and then you're going to plateau. And so with cardio, what you want to do is you want to think about cardio in terms for your heart health, for just general good quality movement and health. And you want to think about getting strong in the gym instead of doing cardio. So you want to go to the gym to get strong and to build muscle. And what this is going to do is going to raise your metabolism over time, right? If you're in the gym doing cardio, what about the other 23 hours of the day? What's happening the other 23 hours of the day? Are you sitting at your desk like I do a lot of times all day? Or are you moving up and around? Obviously, that's going to help you burn more calories. But my point is that you're only in the gym for 1 hour likely. And so that 1 hour cannot cover the rest of the day. So what you need to do in the gym is work on building muscle, which is going to increase your metabolism, help you burn more calories even while you're at rest. And the reason behind that is because muscle is metabolically expensive. And that's just a fancy way of saying that your muscle, the more muscle you have, the more calories you are going to burn in general. So even if you're just laying on the couch, but you have more muscle than you used to, chances are you're probably going to be burning more calories every single day if you were doing obviously the same thing. Now, if you have more muscle, but now you're sedentary, you used to be very active, that's a different story. But my point with this is that a lot of people, they go about their fat loss goals and they think cardio is the way. The truth to this is, if you don't hear anything else with this point, hear this. Go to the gym to build muscle, to build strength, and then your fat loss comes from your nutrition, your sleep, and your regular everyday activity, or in other words, your steps. So that's the biggest thing when it comes to fat loss. And if you're wondering, oh no, I don't want to get bulky, no problem. I've been trying to get bulky for the past 3 years and I'm still working on it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be something where you go to the gym for a couple months and now you're looking like a massive bodybuilder, right? Like a lot of those guys are taking all sorts of performance enhancing drugs and eating so many calories, and they're intentionally trying to get bulky. And so it takes a lot to get bulky. You're going to look athletic, you're going to look lean, you're going to feel good, feel strong, not bulky. So keep that in mind with this. That is lie number two. Cardio is not the best way to lose fat. Lie number three is you can out supplement poor habits. Supplements are all you need, right? No, that is not the truth. You cannot supplement your way to your goals. Fat burners, testosterone boosters, those are going to do absolutely nothing if you don't have the fundamentals in place. And a lot of times those things don't do a whole lot anyway. A lot of times those are a waste of money. There are supplements that are going to work, they are going to help you. But my point with this is that almost all of these supplements, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about within supplements, they're not going to do anything if you don't have the real things that matter in place. And those real things that I'm talking about here can be broken down into the four pillars that I use with my clients. So that's your workouts, that's your sleep, or your recovery, I should say. Sleep goes into that, your nutrition, and your mindset. If you don't have those four pillars dialed in, then supplements, they're not going to do a whole lot. So having those four pillars, thinking about those things. Am I working out good? What do my workouts look like? Are they structured? Are they planned? Are they efficient? Am I making progress in the gym? What does my nutrition look like? Am I eating clean? Am I eating real whole foods? Getting my protein, all of those things. Am I sleeping good? What does my recovery look like? Am I getting good hydration? How many steps a day am I getting? And then what's my mindset around it? Am I having this crazy mindset? It's all about me, drawing attention to myself with my fitness goals and all of these things? Or is it an attitude of stewardship of the body that God has given me so that I can do all that God has called me to do? So if you have those four things in place and you're still lacking a little bit on nutrient deficiencies or whatever it may be, then supplements can play a piece of that and they can help a little bit, but only fractional to what you can do with the foundational pieces. So that's lie number three. Supplements, they're not going to do the trick. Lie number four, health is a worldly pursuit. Now this one is a big one here for me. I think a lot of Christian men are walking around weak and tired and out of shape, saying and thinking things like, I'm focused on the spiritual. That's all that matters. My relationship with God, my relationship with Christ. And I want to be careful with this one because, yes, that is obviously more important than anything else. Our relationship with God is number one. And 1 Timothy 4:8 says that well. But with this, our physical is part of our spiritual. I think about a lot of times men, they think about our spiritual boxes here and our physical boxes here and our mental boxes here. And they're separate things, but they're not. Those things all are one. Now, at the head of that, that is our spiritual. Yes, that is more important. But that doesn't mean that our mental health and our physical health do not matter. They certainly do. 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20 says, your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. And then after that, honor God with your body there at the end. That's not a metaphor. What that is, that's stewardship. God is calling us to steward our body well. So remember, with everything, your body is a vessel. It's a tool that God can use and wants to use to serve your family, to serve your community, your work, your ministry, whatever it is, where God has placed you. He wants you to use your body for his good, to bring honor and glory to his name. So let me ask you this. Without your physical body, how can you do all that God has called you to do? How can you go play with your kids after work, right? How can you go on that adventurous anniversary trip that your wife wants to take? How can you be around for your grandkids, right? These are very real things. And sure, you may say, I can do those things. But to your best of ability, to the ability that you are called to do it with, to your fullest potential, right? Like the Bible talks about these things. Work at these things, do these things to your fullest potential. And that's not the correct verse or exact there, but paraphrasing, doing these things, bringing honor and glory to God with all that you do. And so a part of that is what you do with your body, what you eat, your exercise, all of these things. And my point with all this is that it does have spiritual impact. There is impact. Your impact is being hindered by your spiritual or by your physical state. So with this, I want to mention here real quick before we move on to number 5 that I have a free 7-day blueprint. If you're here watching live, it's in the chat. If you are watching the replay, it is down in the description below. So check out the free 7-day blueprint guide for Christian men who want to grow in their faith and their fitness. Be sure to check that out. Totally free. Just put your email in and it'll be sent to your email inbox. Be sure to check your spam as well. But let's move on to number 5 here. Lie number 5 is that you have to be extreme to see results, or that your fitness is selfish, or it takes a lot of time. Those are all lies. It doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't take a ton of time, and it is not selfish, obviously, depending on the way that you go about it. But this is another big one, and we have to be careful with this one because it can be selfish. It can take a lot of time, and it can be extreme. But the real thing here is, I think this goes back to your mindset. How are you going about this? Are you doing it for you, for vanity, for bringing glory to yourself? Are you doing this to be a better man, to bring honor and glory to God so that you can serve your family and lead your family to the best of your ability? Why are you doing this? And if that's the case, then it's going to be about consistency. It's not going to be perfect. You are going to miss days, workouts, nutrition. You're going to miss days, but it's about being consistent, right? So showing up those 2, 3, maybe 4 days a week in the gym. That's all it takes. I've got clients who have worked out 2 days a week consistently, and they've gotten great results. But they've also worked on eating real whole single ingredient foods about 80% of the time, hitting their protein goals. Getting good sleep, managing your stress. That's another big one for a lot of you guys who lead ministries, businesses. Obviously, family as well can be stressful. And then another thing too is when you fall off, getting back up again. So many people, they're perfect for a month. And in January, got those New Year's goals, and then they fall off after January, February, maybe if they're lucky. And so getting back up when you mess up, it's not the end of the world. Getting back up, doing it again. So keep that in mind. Galatians 6:9 says this well. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. If we do not give up. Your health, it can be a harvest, right? It's not going to be overnight, but if you do not give up, and you commit it to God, I believe that you are going to see progress. That's what I'm praying for you, that you will see progress committing your health and your fitness to God. So those are the 5 lies that I see Christian men falling for over and over again when it comes to their health. Guys that want to grow and get stronger with their faith and their fitness. So if this has opened your eyes, maybe convicted you a little bit, challenged you in one way or another, be sure that's not a bad thing, right? That can be a good thing. Don't let it bring guilt on you. That is not the case. That is not what I'm here to do. But it can be a good thing that maybe you feel a little bit of that conviction. Maybe that's God just prodding you a little bit. Hey, take these things a little bit more seriously. And if that's you, then again, check out my free 7-day blueprint, totally free. Get it down in the description below or here in the chat if you're watching live. And then also be sure to like this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments or what videos you want to see in the future. And then also, as always, be sure to subscribe as well. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you guys in the next video. And for those of you guys here live, I will stay on here. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll stay on here for a minute or two, and then I'll let you guys head out and have the rest of your day. So if you have any questions, I'm here. I'm available, just hanging out. Let me know what questions you guys have. We'll get them answered. And then I'm going to get some lunch after this. Let's see. We got a comment here. All right. Ben, I appreciate the nice comment. Yeah, man. Go crush your workout, brother. Have a good one. All right. Another 30 seconds or so, and then we will call it a day here. I don't think I can reply. Oh, there we go. Maybe I can. I don't know. I'm new to this whole YouTube live thing, but we're figuring it out. All right, guys, we're going to head out of here. I'm going to go get some lunch. Appreciate you all joining in. Every Tuesday, we're live at noon Central Standard Time. So join in next week. We'll catch you guys later, and have a blessed day.